Let's rock and roll, baby. You know what it is. Black is nerdy, black is nerdy, black is nerdy, black is nerdy. You know who it is. Black is nerdy, black is nerdy, black is nerdy, black is nerdy.
Odie, Maurice, Odie, Maurice.
Maurice, Odie, Maurice, Odie.
Black is nerdy, black is nerdy.
Black is nerdy, black is nerdy.
Hey, oh.
Yes, Mo?
Are you ready?
Let's go.
Black is nerdy, black is nerdy, black is nerdy, black is nerdy. It's the Black is Nerdy podcast with Odie and Maurice. Yes, we are back with another episode of the Black and Nerdy podcast.
Yay.
I am Maurice.
And I'm Odie.
And together, we host this little thing known as
The Black and Nerdy podcast. We're snurds of a feather.
That's gonna be dangerous. Let
Locked
me
together.
move this.
Hello, Tia Jean.
Yay! How you doing out there? For those of y'all who do not know, one, this is our 69th episode. 69. And you know what 69 means? That means that it's actually very appropriate that we're doing this on the 69th episode.
Why?
Because we're two unsatisfied people. Yeah. I thought about that before the podcast started, and then I was just like, yep, I'm locked in. This is going to be a good episode. I can already tell.
Satisfied.
Yeah, that was the song that I was going to sing during the halfway.
Good.
I was gonna do a medley
Great
of songs.
minds think alike.
Yes.
All right, so you know who we are. You know what we're doing. So we're ready for questions.
Questions.
M&O.
Oh, right. Yes. Or O&M.
Or O&M, either one.
Or with Ohm.
Om.
Because I would say together we're Mo, but I'm Mo, so that would be confusing. So we're Om. Which makes sense because you're Zen as shit, and that
That's
tone
right.
scares the shit out of me.
Do I?
It gives me it doesn't scare me. It gives me anxiety.
But it's just.
Did you want to ask if you give me anxiety?
Do I give you anxiety?
You can. You're capable of it. You have it within your capacity to do that, and you have.
Well,
yeah,
it happens.
Yes, it. Yeah, Lord, it does. All right. Hit me with these questions. All right. Let me also change this so that I know what time we are looking at.
Okay.
All right.
Close your eyes.
My eyes are closed. It's always gonna be whatever's in your right hand. So just give it.
Not in my right hand.
Oh my God.
Ah.
Fine. Whatever.
Yes.
Jesus. All right. Okay, this is easy. Which sport is the most fun to watch? Ironically, it is wrestling, where we will be on a partner wrestling podcast this Saturday. So
Yes.
you have to be ready for that.
What is the name of this partner podcast? Who are we working
So
with?
we are working with my friend Mari
Hi,
Forth.
Mari.
And it's the wrestling wrap up.
Are you sure you want to look it up real quick?
I will. I will look it up real quick. Give me 1 second.
Just 1 second. Hi, Mommy.
Hello there. How you doing?
So yes, this weekend we will be doing a episode with Mari on her podcast talking about wrestling. You know, some Stone Cold. Well, he's not going to be wrestling, but you know, you get the gist. Think of it. Think of all the wrestlers you know. We might talk about them. Okay, so for me, my favorite sport to watch. That's a difficult one. I really like watching gymnastics. So maybe gymnastics. I really love it. I wanted to be a gymnast for a very long time. I still would like to do like gymnastic classes because I feel like that'd be really fun. And just watching people curve their bodies into these outrageous ways is really cool. And I also like really watching cheerleading competitions. because it's like you get both the dancing and the gymnastics.
That was right. The wrestling wrap up.
All right, the wrestling wrap up. That's what we're gonna.
Yeah, spelled with an R. RHAP.
Right.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. So mine is in a movie about your family. Who would play the different members?
First off, your mom would probably be.
This is your family.
I know, but I'm helping you along
Thank
in
you.
case you can't remember anybody's like acting names
Okay,
and stuff.
who is my family?
Your mom would be actually no. Who your mom would be the mother from Blackish, the grandmother.
grandma?
Yes.
What's her name?
Hello there. Yes.
Hi. So who did you say
So
my
are,
mother would
wait,
be?
so are you in here or not? Oh yeah, you are watching because I'm not watching.
Blackish cast. So my mom would be Jennifer Lewis.
Yeah,
You know?
Jennifer Lewis. I can see that,
I
right?
can see that. She's not as tall as my mom, but they could put her on little stilts.
Yes, yes. You're very welcome.
Let's see. Okay, who would play my dad?
Your dad, Sidney Poitier.
Sidney Poitier.
The father from All That, not All That, Kenan and Kel. Because he looks like if he gets mad, then he's mad.
He's just, you know what? When I
but
was,
he has comedic chops. There you go.
Ken Four.
Yeah, Ken 4.
You know, it's funny when I was little and my dad would like get angry at us. He wouldn't like even have to yell. He would just like give us the stare. Of, like,
That's silent rage.
you better act right.
Yeah. And then I'm not casting the rest of your family. You can do that.
Let's see. My older sister, I would have her be, well, I would say as when I was younger, I would have, if we could pick someone like from any time period, I would say Queen Latifah off Living Single.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
Because she's very snarky.
Yes.
And, yeah, like she's very snarky and sarcastic. And so I feel like that would work. And she used to always say she was
The queen.
Queen Latifah whenever we would watch.
Oh, okay.
Watch the
All
show.
right, cool. Now it's going to be interesting when you get into your other siblings.
Then, okay, my stepmom, I would choose.
I mean, how wide of a casting net are we
just
casting?
my parents. And
Okay,
my,
that's
and my
fair.
siblings.
All right, okay, cool.
So my stepmom, who could that
This is a
be?
cast of Blackish right here.
Yeah, right? Well, they would need to be able to speak French.
Oh, you know who? Maybe.
Let's see. Who would be Khadijah? There's an actress in my head, but like
There's an actress in my head too right
I'm
now.
not-
She is from Snowfall. She's in the most recent season of Snowfall, which doesn't mean anything to you. But I will check to see. Which, by the way, for anybody out there who's watching and listening, you should really check out Snowfall. It's a really great show. This is the last season. The 6th season is the last season, and yeah, I would.
You know what? I think I'm gonna say Thandie Newton.
Okay.
Because she was like kind of the first person that came to my head, and I'm pretty sure she could probably. I've seen her speak French in a movie before.
Yeah.
So who were you looking at?
I can't find her. I think I want to say that it might be Tamara Taylor.
I don't think I've ever
Because
seen her before.
she speaks French in Snowfall.
Is that the? Oh wait, is that the mom or is that the girlfriend?
No, it's not the girlfriend.
mom?
It's the
That's
mom
the
of
mom?
It's the mom of the girlfriend.
That's her. Okay, yeah, she would probably be good too.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. Who's Odie?
Oni.
No, Od. Who are you?
Oh, me.
Yeah.
I'm not. I'll think about that last. Yes, I think so. Okay, my little brother. I would pick. Well, John Boyega. I'm gonna pick him. I think he would be able to capture Oni's silliness.
Okay. Fair enough.
And like a young John Boyega.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then Amara and Uchechi. Let's see. Well, okay. I wanted to say Marseille Martin for Amara. She's not tall enough though. If they just would have to put still.
Yeah, I could see that. I could definitely see that.
And Uchechi. Oh man, that's gonna be difficult. Let's see. Let me think. Let me find some young black actresses that I think would, because I can't say Marseille Martin for both of them.
Oh, what about from the time that I met your sister, probably oh my God, I'm blanking on her name, but she was the daughter in The Last of Us.
The daughter in The Last of Us? Danny Newton's daughter?
Is that Danny Newton's daughter?
Yeah, the one.
Okay.
His Pedro Pascal's
sure.
daughter?
Yeah.
She's so light skinned.
I meant like they're both teenagers, so.
I mean,
they both portray teenagers.
They do.
Like, as teenagers are teenagers.
You know what? I'm going to say Sky Jackson.
Is Sky Jackson baby girl from
This one she was in.
She used to be in Bernie Mac show?
No, that's not her. She was in a lot of like Nickelodeon shows and things like that. I think that would be a good one.
Okay.
And she's super cute.
Yeah. Okay.
Also I would say maybe Joy Sunday. Maybe I would say Joy Sunday for Amara because she's also tall. And then Marseille Martin for Uchechi.
Yeah. Okay, then.
Okay, that works.
All right, so you've casted your family.
That works. For me, okay, I'm only saying this person. Oh, you know who I would pick for me?
Who?
Quinta Brunson.
That's obnoxiously accurate. I hate how accurate that is. Just filled with joy and awkwardness and just a positive delight. You love the shit out of kids.
That would be me. That's
okay, fair enough. All right.
What about you?
For my family,
I'm trying to think of who.
I'm trying to think for my family too.
I had someone for your dad.
I want to also say Jennifer Lewis for my mom, but I might actually go with Loretta Devine. More like Loretta is fine.
Actually, I want to pick Loretta Devine for my mom.
Yeah, well, the funny thing is, I was gonna pick Loretta Devine for your mom, but I wanted to save it for my mom.
You get Jennifer Lewis.
No, you get Jennifer Lewis. Wait, Jennifer
Loretta
Lewis
Devine.
plays Sugar Mama, right?
No, from Proud Family. That's the mom from Family Matters.
That really?
Yeah.
She plays Sugar Mama?
The mom from Family Matters could be your mom.
Yeah. She's no nonsense and
sassy.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Educated. Yeah.
The mom from Family, the original mom from Family Matters.
Also, who could play my mom is the original mom from Fresh Prince. The dark skin one.
Yes, I could see that. I could definitely see that as well.
So we have a few options.
Yeah, we have a few options. As for my dad, Rock, like from the show Rock. Because, he's bigger built, he's charming,
I was thinking of this actor. He's brown skin, and but he's like bald. Oh man,
Morris Chestnut. I think I'm giving my dad a lot of credit, but I think Morris Chestnut now, like older Morris Chestnut, probably for my dad.
Okay, maybe.
Just saying. And then for my sister, am I also casting my nephew? Because if I'm casting my nephew, it's just gonna be that little teenager from Blackish, the younger one.
That he would be good. What's his name? I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, look at him. And then for my sister,
Miles Brown. Yeah,
Miles Brown. Yeah. And then for my sister, that's a really good question because, like, I want to say modern day Raven Simone, like adult Raven Simone.
I can see that.
Yeah. So I think that's where I'm tapping out as far as family. Oh, and obviously I would be played by.
Childish Gambino.
I was gonna say Donald Glover.
Oh, okay.
Yes, but Donald Glover.
All right, works.
Yeah.
All right. So. Those were the two questions. And now we're going to move on to our pop culture segment. Okay, so Well, first, before we jump into the pop culture segment, all the way,
Let's dip our toe into it.
We're gonna dip our toe in. We're gonna start off
by celebrating
with a Women's History Month fact.
Yay!
Women's History Month.
Where's the lie?
Women's History Month is in March.
It'd be fucked up if I pushed that drop, but I'm glad I didn't.
Thank you. Women's History
If
Month
I was in Manosphere, I would.
is in March. And actually, International Women's Day is coming up on March 8th.
Yes.
So, celebrate women around the world all month long and beyond. I
was about to say next week, but that's in the next 2 days.
2 days on Wednesday, yeah. So the Women's History Month shout out we're going to give out today is to Jackie Shane, who was a trans woman. She was a singer, and she was working on the R&B circuit with artists. She performed around the country, and she was, all over the Chitlin circuit doing her thing. She passed away in a few years ago at 78. She has a song you can find on YouTube called Any Other Way by Jackie Shane. She lived in Canada. She was from Canada. She lived in Los Angeles. And she was just traveling all around the country and doing her thing. So shout out to her.
She passed away at 70 great.
70 great. Yes, she did. So look out for her. Look up her music. She might have worked on some songs that you never knew about. So
do a deep dive.
Do a deep dive on her, because we need to give our honorable ancestors their just desserts, especially if they weren't able to necessarily get all the shine that they were supposed to get way back when.
Okay. There we go.
All right. So do you want to start off with mess?
Yes, of course. I love mess. Bless this mess.
Bless this mess. All right. So I don't know if you saw this week, but on the Shade Room, there was a bit of a controversial...
Hello there, James.
Hey, James. There was a controversial video where this man talks about how he has he has 7 children by 7 baby mamas. And he was basically like, I told them that I didn't want any kids. I told them I was going to give them money for an abortion. Some of the women got the abortions and some of the women didn't. But I don't see why they should want me to be around physically, emotionally.
What's up, Madeline?
Hello. In any way, taking care of these children, because I didn't force them to have them. And he was like, if it's your body, your choice. It's my life, my choice. So nobody come over here trying to talk to me about my kids and me taking care of them, because I don't want them and I don't have any love for these women. So how am I going to have love for these kids? That's verbatim what he said. And I'm flabbergasted, but not really. I feel like so many of these men really just be putting their peen in anybody, and then they get upset when they have to face the consequences of their actions, i.e. children. Like, you can't just have sex unprotected without making sure that she's on birth control, without using spermicide or a condom or any of the other ways in the year 2024 or 2023 where you don't have to have a child, and you just want to go through free, and then you get mad at people because they decide for whatever reason that they want to have a baby.
Can I tell you something? I've never actually seen it, but for some reason, I always imagine that spermicide looks like fluff. Like the marshmallow fluff?
The marshmallow fluff?
Yeah.
No, it just looks like regular lube.
It looks like what?
Lube.
Oh, okay, so it's just lube. Wait. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to reveal my ignorance and ask if you put the spermicide on your penis and then you have sex, or do you squeeze spermicide inside the vagina and then have sex?
You can put it
Or is it like an afterwards thing where you rinse it out?
You can put it on the penis
These are honest questions. I literally don't know. I've never.
You could just use it the way you would use regular lube.
Okay, there you go. Oh, okay, all right.
And you could also use it if you're using a condom. You could also use spermicide. They have spermicidal lube, so it's not like you. Even if you said I don't want to wear a condom, I don't like how they feel, blah 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 bullshit. You could just use the spermicide on the condom if you or without the condom, use the spermicide, and you'll be protected for the most part. I mean, it's not as efficient as if you just didn't go in raw. But it's something. And he had the nerve to say, I could have pulled out, but I didn't want to. So really, I mean, you wanted to have these children. You wanted to have them.
First off, he gives me, I watched the video, and he gives me, and this is, he gives me minimum wage energy.
Yeah. If he even has a job.
If there is such an energy to be given.
He gives little dick energy.
Yes. I don't want to, for anybody who has who makes minimum wage, doesn't necessarily equate to little dicks.
No, I wasn't saying that he has a little dick. I'm talking about little dick energy.
But I will say, you say he has little dick energy. I say he has minimum wage energy.
Because it's just like, how when people have big dick energy, it's like, you could have a penis or not. You could still give off.
You'd be very casual.
You could give off
the amount of babies. That you were pumping out.
I'm the shit. You can't tell me nothing.
Like Lil Wayne. I like Future, Lil Wayne.
I mean, yeah. I mean, they also have Future. Also has tons of kids that he doesn't want.
Tons of kids and tons of cash.
But at least he has tons of cash. This guy doesn't seem to he looks like doesn't have anything. He looks rusty and dusty.
But my thing is that the responsibility lies with the dude.
I think the responsibility lies with both people who are having sex.
But I do want to know. Well, okay, I'm not talking about having sex. I mean, as far as if you have, unless something happened where he had a very proactive weekend and all of these babies were born roughly around the same time. I doubt that that's the scenario that we're going. But if you have one kid that's just out there from having this sort of predicament, why the fuck are you putting yourself in the predicament 6 more times?
Because he did, and honestly, he was in the predicament more than 6 times.
Yeah, because he admitted that he paid for
the other one. Just
what is your budget like? What is your finances like? No, when I was younger, I'm about to admit something. When I was younger, I definitely had some money saved away in case of emergencies.
Yes. Like a responsible person.
Those emergencies could be literally anything, and I planned for such things and did research to see how much it would actually cost. So I always made sure that there was that much in that savings, along with maybe double or triple. Just in case. Because you never know. But, yeah, I don't understand, what your finances are like, bro. If you're constantly paying for Plan B and abortions.
Because even the pill, I think that, the abortion pill, on average, is about $400.
Yeah.
The regular...
Plan B is
$50.
Yeah, it's like $50, and then you have to...
about $400.
Get it out of the little case, so you have to bring somebody else into your fucking nonsense.
Oh, well, yeah, because you gotta get them to unlock it.
Yeah, you gotta get them to unlock the case.
And an abortion and a DNC, that's usually I think it's about $1,000. I'm not sure, but I think it's about around that price.
It used to be. It depends on the state. Depends on the location, but at one point it was $377.
Oh, you have the data down pat.
What'd you say?
So you have the data.
It's the South, baby. I don't know what to tell you.
But I just think that I really.
Where's the South?
I'm dislike him as a person.
Yeah.
I hope his penis falls off.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't seem like it's going to.
No, but I want it to. I want it to fall off. I hope that these women file for having full custody, let him sign away his parental rights, so these children do not have to be burdened by him.
Split that $8 an hour fucking check.
But I do hope that they're able to
I hope he can't afford shoes.
I hope he can't afford anything, honestly.
You know what I mean? Like, I hope he's a sneakerhead that can't afford shoes.
It's
His garnished wages prevent him from getting the new J's.
It's very frustrating when people have children and then don't care about their, like, what to say. If I don't have love for you, why would I have love for these children?
And here's the fuck up.
To me.
Here's the fuck up thing. Like, now that, like, we live in an age where everything is basically permanent that you put out online. Yep. So now the kids are gonna grow up and be like, "Oh, that's my dad who said that."
You want to know what I really, really hope? That all of his children
band together
become
like a Voltron.
Wildly famous and wealthy, and that when he comes on their doorstep talking about, "Hey, please give me some money,"
they just have it on the phone, like, ready to go.
This you?
Because they've been
waiting.
They've been preparing this. This
I
is
just
like
really
their
hope
go
that.
bag.
Because it's stop having
broke dad bag.
Stop having sex with people if you're not capable in any possible way of taking care of a child that could possibly come. And also, it's not just children to be had if you're just running around dipping your dick in all these different women. You could also be passing around STIs. Like, how many of those women did you give HPV? Because you're just spreading your love around. Like, I mean, you look dirty. You probably smell dirty. You don't wash your ass. And now you're over here gloating about how you're a terrible father. And it has nothing to do with you being a black man. Like, black men definitely take care of their children. You are just a shitty-ass human, and I hope your dick falls off.
You know what? When you said that, it made me realize that, like, there's probably so many people who just don't. Maybe I should put that in the ending, re-record the ending of our podcast, you know, where I say, like, don't forget to drink water and take your sups.
Uh-huh.
Maybe I should also say drink water, take your sups, and wash your ass.
Yeah,
like,
they should.
Properly clean it.
Please.
Properly.
Please do. All right, so moving off from one ashy Negro to a
melanin how are you gonna
deficient
I was about to say
asshole. This is one I didn't
wait, what?
It's not in order.
Oh, okay, because I was about to say,
no,
like, oh my god,
like
no. This is, oh boy, I was about to say, am I learning something about you today?
So do you know this comedian Tom Segura?
Yes, I do.
Okay, well, he and his wife, Kristen Patsky, they have a YouTube podcast called Your Mom's House.
Yeah.
And
I used to listen to it.
You did? Okay.
Back in the day.
That's good. I mean, you at least have context. So I have never seen this before. I've honestly never heard who Tom Segura is. I saw his picture and I said, I don't know who this man is. But it was trending on social media this weekend because the clip that I saw was he was saying how they were both talking about how washcloths are for pores. Mm-hmm. And then when I watched an extended clip, they were he is, for whatever reason, they're talking about taking showers and washing themselves. And you know why people love to tell us how they don't
wash
clean?
their legs.
Yeah. So at some point, his wife is like, "Are you gonna wash your feet or whatever?" And he was like, "I'm not gonna wash my legs and feet." And he was like, "That's a black people thing." And then he was like, "I think using a washcloth is for poor people, but I don't think washing your legs and feet is for black people." And the whole time they just keep talking about pores. And to me, every time they said pores, in my head, they were saying that is for black people. Like, washcloths are for black people, and black people are poor. And of course they would need that because they can't clean themselves properly. And I'm confused as to why we have to always be brought up in other people's comments. Why, if you want to be nasty and not wash your legs and get freaking rings around your ankles, then go ahead and do that. But leave us out of it. No, we didn't ask you whether or not you were going to wash your feet, and we didn't tell you to do it. We just suggested it because obviously that's about hygiene. But leave us out of it. Why are we being brought into it? And why are you equating washcloths with poor people when every single person, whether you have a lot of money or little money, should be using a washcloth?
It actually doesn't, okay. Now that I think about it, it doesn't even, like, track as far as, like, how having a washcloth like would equate to poverty. Like it does. It at least it doesn't make sense to me because I'm like, if anything, like you would probably not have a washcloth. Like that just seems like if you are actually poor, you would think that would be like a unnecessary luxury of some kind.
I mean, you probably would try to use having a washcloth in one way does help you be more economical with like the soap and the water. So you probably would try to find some way to use something like an old T-shirt or something. But I just don't understand the point. Like, why? Just leave us alone. He went on to say because his wife was like that she had never used one in her house. And he was saying that it was disgusting. And now he could have been joking about this, but he was I think I've ended friendships when I saw washcloths. I'm serious. I don't want that stink on me. It could be tongue in cheek. He could have been joking, but it wasn't a good joke. It wasn't good.
I don't know about his wife though. I don't know if she's a comedian.
It wasn't a funny joke. Either way, even if you just want to make the comment about the pores in itself was in poor taste and stupid, but then you're adding black people into it for what? We didn't do anything. We didn't ask you about it. You could have left us out. Yeah. There was no need to include us in this narrative.
Yeah.
But, white people always want to just add us into their stories. Honestly, I feel like he said this
and
to
I
get
think
clicks.
he might be spicy white. Segura?
Just because he has a Latinx last name doesn't mean he's actually spicy. It just means he might have someone in his family that was a conquistador.
Yeah, like Louis C.K.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They were still colonizers AF.
Mm-hmm. And they still can't say the N-word.
And, they still can't say
never mind.
No.
This would be a bad transition. But I have RSVP'd, and I'll just leave it at that, to a wedding later in like a couple months. I RSVP'd.
To the one you told me about?
I think so, yeah. I think I've told you about this.
Yeah, you asked me about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, moving on.
Don't ask me why that came up just now.
It's fine.
Yeah.
So here's some good news. We talked about a while back how Kobe Bryant's widow, Vanessa Bryant, she was suing the Los Angeles Police Department because if you remember,
they leaked those gruesome photos of the
after
accident.
Kobe and her daughter Gigi died, and with I believe 9 others. Excuse me, in a helicopter accident. The pictures were leaked by some of the officers. They were going back and forth. They were making her take psychological exams and trying to say she wasn't actually distressed from the pictures, et cetera, et cetera. Well, luckily, the Los Angeles County has to eat their words because they were ordered to pay nearly $29 million to Vanessa Bryant. And I am very happy for her. There was no reason it should have taken this long, but listen, this is great. Good for her. I mean, it's not like the family doesn't necessarily need the money, but this way they could put it away for her kids. They could use it for their charity. She could just use it to take a freaking vacation and relax away from all the stress that this court case surely caused them. So this is great. This is very good news.
Yes, everybody should be getting paid what they're fucking owed, and for having to go through all the bullshit that she had to, I'm glad she's getting money.
Yes.
Get money!
Folks, where's the lie?
And in some other good news, rapper Da Brat is pregnant. The 48-year-old who is married to Jessica Judy Harris Dupart is expecting a child, and this has been a long time coming.
The brat is having the child.
She is having the child. She
literally and funnily.
She had said that there was like a lot of issues with. She didn't ever think she was gonna. They have a TV show, and she was worried that she was not gonna be able to have a kid.
Yeah.
So it's good for her that they got pregnant. What is it? What's his face?
Nothing. I just thought of something that would be really cool in my life. Like But something else has to happen first before we even get there. Shout out to my friend Gladys. Yay!
I'll ask you about this off mic.
Okay, yeah. Just know that a lot of stuff is just off mic stuff.
Yeah, sorry guys.
Yeah, it's okay. I might interrupt the flow of the show for it, but I will not give you any context as to what the fuck it is.
All right. So another person who just welcomed a baby is Keke Palmer. She has a adorable baby boy with the blackest name in history, Leotis Andrelton Jackson.
That is... Oh, I was hoping she'd name him True Jackson.
Yeah, I know. We wanted it.
Yeah.
True Jackson.
But Leotis is good, too.
Leotis.
Baby
Leo.
Okay. I was going to say, Otis. Baby Otis.
Oh, that too. Baby Otis, baby Leo, either one. Otis definitely is a baby black name, old man name.
First off, Baby Otis is the blackest name that you could possibly have, and it made me think about, black sci-fi. If it was just a green little alien named Baby Otis. Instead of Baby Yoda. That'd be funny.
The other day, she was taking her hat off to single moms, and I watched the video, and she was like, very emotional, because of course she's probably just overwhelmed just by the fact that she's taking care of a whole human. And she said, I just came here to say, if you're a single parent, pull out your cake. Matter of fact, clip off your angel wings, because I don't know how you guys are doing it, and I really don't want this to sound like pandering or something like this, but I know there's 1,000,001 reasons why somebody wants to be a single parent or has to become them. But when it comes to raising a kid, I've already learned in these short few days that it takes a village, and sometimes that's a privilege. I just want anybody out there that's single parents, that's been doing this, friends of mine, people that I know, family members of mine, really in my heart, it brings tears in my eyes. I am just truly, profoundly impressed. Because, listen, thank you to all the single parents who take care of their kids.
Hello, Jennifer.
And who are doing the job of both parents, and just doing it day in and day out. It is a struggle. It's not easy, and you should get the credit for doing what you're doing. It is not something that you could just do overnight. Of course, there's going to be ups and downs, but I mean that's an amazing thing.
And I loved you in Nope.
Yeah, I did love you in Nope, Keke.
Yes, you were very dope in Nope.
You were very dope in Nope.
Yes. All right. What's next?
All right. So, Michael B. Jordan has his new film coming out, Creed, which I found out today that Sylvester Stallone decided he didn't want to be a part of because he said he didn't like the dark tone that it was going in. So they had some creative differences, which I didn't realize.
Yeah, I'm and if we're being honest, it does look like it's going to be a darker movie.
It does, but I don't think that that's necessarily a bad thing. It brought in $55 million or something like that this weekend.
What if he meant that it was getting darker because the
Majors?
antagonist is black too? No, because think about it. In the first one, it was pretty Ricky Latinx dude. And then in the second one, it was Victor Dragoff.
Yeah.
Jagoff. Dragonoff or Dragon. Drago. Yeah, whatever.
Well,
but I'm not saying that Sylvester Stallone is racist.
Who knows? Probably. Who knows? He's an old Italian man.
Adrian,
I wouldn't be surprised.
Look,
but
I just wouldn't want him anywhere near my daughter.
Michael B. Jordan has been doing a press tour around the country, and he was recently on a red carpet, and the Morning Hustle host Laurel went to go ask him a question, and so backstory, they went to, I think, high school together in Newark. And so apparently when he was in Newark, the kids in his class used to bully him. And she herself said, we teased, this was in either in a podcast or an article. In 2021, on the Undressing Room podcast, she said that we teased him all the damn time because his name was Michael Jordan. Let's start there. And he was no Michael Jordan. And he would also come to school with a headshot. We lived in Newark. That's the hood. We would make fun of him like, what are you going to do with that stupid headshot? And now look at him. So fast forward to now. He sees her on the red carpet, and he was like, you're the one that used to call me corny, right? And people they had mixed reviews. I personally loved it. Like, why not? He continued to do the interview.
Yeah.
He just simply asked her the question.
Yeah.
Waited for her to give her answer, and he still answered her. He didn't say, oh, you're the one that thought I was corny, right? All right. And then walk away.
And then fuck off. Like, if that was me, I would have just been like, am I corny? Am I still corny to you? Well,
suck these corny balls.
Look at where you are and look at where I am. Like I would take it because I'm a petty person. I'm a really petty person, you guys. Like I should not be having any money or any sort of power or status in my life because I will be the most petty motherfucker in the world. Okay? So just hope that I never get no money. Hope that I never get no money. That might actually be the name
hope
of it.
That I don't ever get any money.
Hope
that I never get.
Get no money.
Well, what's his name? Joe Budden, the asshat of podcasts. Mm-hmm. He decided to jump into the conversation and said that, dog, you doing that to a girl is some corny nigga shit.
He jacked off his dog. Like, he can't talk about being corny.
You being Michael B. Jordan today, allegedly sexiest man alive, all these blockbuster movies doing your highlight week, you probably never been more visible than you are right this second. And that's what you do to her? Why are you talking to our sisters like that on the red carpet?
Oh, boy.
Why don't you talk to white bitches like that?
First off, anytime a black man invokes sisters or queens, like, I already automatically tune out from that fucking Hotep bullshit.
And then he was like, that was corny of him to speak to that girl like that. Michael B. Jordan, that's why niggas call you corny. Hey, Creed, in case you was confused, that corny ass shit you did is why niggas think you corny, in case you were off a little bit. First of all, Joe Budden, Michael B. Jordan will punch you into the next year.
Yeah. He'll punch you back in time to when you had actually had funny co-hosts on your podcast instead of just your lackeys.
And the fact that Joe Budden
shots fired
caused his,
and now if I ever blow up on a podcast and then he invites me over, he's gonna be like, "Oh, so I'm corny now." Right?
Well, he can't say that
he's
because
on my
apparently
podcast and
that you can't confront people for saying things about you. So
there we go. And I'm gonna sit there and be like, "Yeah, I said that shit." Nigga.
He has
guess
been
where I am. I'm on your podcast.
Extremely abusive to women, both physically, mentally, and emotionally. So the fact that he would even fix his face to talk about treating our sisters like that, you treat our sisters worse than that. He just said, you called me corny, right? And we got a little laugh. Now people know who Laurel is. I didn't know who she was before. Now we do.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a big deal. He didn't curse her out. He was not rude to her in any way. He just asked for clarification. Because if I saw some kids from my high school and they were trying to talk to me all up, and I'd be like, oh, weren't you the one that used to call me Medusa?
Yeah.
And be like, oh, yeah, right, bye. I'm not...
Like, you curb him a little bit. Like, there's
just
nothing wrong with curbing, like a little curb.
It was a little bit of a sass. Who cares?
Just a little side eye, that's all.
But,
just a little curb.
Joe Budden always wants to put his unwanted, unneeded, unnecessary opinions and things. And I wish that all these men with podcasts would go away. Because it's not needed. You really don't add anything to the conversation.
Except for this guy right here.
All right. Speaking of listeners that Joe Budden doesn't have, Ice Spice has more monthly Spotify listeners than the Beatles.
Which, let's be real, like, it's... I'm realizing that it's really not that hard for listeners to be having reverence for people who have come out in their lifetime than they would for the Beatles or from previous ages. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I get what you mean. But I think that that's pretty telling because the Beatles are still a very, very popular group, regardless of how long ago they came out.
Yeah, no, they are popular. I'm just saying that, like, I think the newer generation holds nostalgia. They're not being introduced to older music the same way that we were. Because, like, we were introduced to old music because we couldn't control the radio.
Yeah, and then also
now,
movies,
like,
TV, like, even the MTV and BET, like, they used to have their little time when they would play the old music.
Yeah, kids have more access to technology and therefore music at such a younger age. Like, I was having this conversation over the weekend about how, like, the newer generation or the generation under us holds NBA YoungBoy in such reverence. But, like, I don't think I could name a NBA YoungBoy.
I've heard of him for sure, but
I've heard of him, but I couldn't name a song. But even when I talked to my nephew, he was like, "Oh, NBA YoungBoy, yeah, he's old at this point." Like, I'm just like, really? He's old? He's considered old? So it's just a combination of having technology for a lot, at a younger age, combined with, like, whatever the hottest act is now, like, getting all the attention.
Well, she also
but Ice Spice, I like her song.
I do like her song.
What is that song?
Munch,
yeah.
You thought I was feeling you?
And Gangsta Boo.
Gangsta Boo.
Yeah.
Is that you thought I was feeling you song?
You thought I was feeling you? No, that's Munch.
Oh, I don't know the names of the songs. I like them both. I like her. And she's a little Nigerian.
You got a gangsta vibe, and I need a gangsta boo. Like, I think that's Ice Spice.
She's also Nigerian, which I'm very...
Really?
Yeah, she's Nigerian and Dominican.
That is...
Her father
incredible.
is a Nigerian-American rapper, and her mom is...
Yeah, it is Gangsta Boo with Lil TJ.
But she also knocked out Cardi B for the number 3 spot, so she's just under... For the rappers, she's under Nicki Minaj and Doja Cat. So
okay,
she's still very new. She's 23 years old. She's young. She's up and coming. So I'm very glad for her to be getting this fan base, getting her numbers up, because I want to see her, go far. I think she's super cute. And I like her music. I don't see anything wrong with her.
Yeah.
What else? Oh, they have the cast out for Seth Rogen's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
They also previewed a teaser trailer for the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and it looks fun. Like,
it does.
This is the first time because, like, I feel like in comic books and in cartoon shows, they always portray the teenage... They always, like, lean into the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles being kind of like older teens.
Yeah, like 16, 17.
Yeah, 16, 17. I would even say, like, 18.
Yeah, because they look bigger. They're, like, swole.
Exactly. They still are immature, but, like, they got these swole-ass muscles. Yeah. You know what I mean? But I think now they're like, they're either 13 or 14 because they sound like it based on their actors who are portraying them.
Well, some of the people that are going to be playing the voice actors are Jackie Chan, Io Edeberry, Paul Rudd, Maya Rudolph.
Shout out to Io. I have done a few shows with her in the past, and
dope.
I doubt that she remembers me.
You have
but
a
it's
very
okay.
memorable face.
But it's okay because I remember you. You were an absolute delight to be on the show with.
Post Malone, Ice Cube, Hannibal Buress, and Giancarlo Esposito, just to name a few.
And Seth Rogen, I think. Right?
Yeah, I think
he's going to be either Bebop or Rocksteady.
So I'm looking forward to seeing it. I think it's going to be very cute. Mm-hmm. The trailer looked really good. I liked the animation.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can't wait to.
Donatello has glasses, which is amazing. I'm so looking forward to it. And the animation style is kind of like Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Oh yeah, I still have to see that.
Yeah. Oh, wait, what? You've never seen it?
Mm-mm. I was hoarding it.
Why are you hoarding that of all things?
I don't know.
It's just a movie.
I was trying to watch them like in order, and then it was like more of them coming out, and it got to be too much.
That's one where you don't need to watch it in any order. Like it's not
standalone?
Yeah, it's a standalone Spider-Man movie. It has nothing to do with Tom Holland.
Mm-hmm.
It has nothing to do with Topher Grace. Not Topher Grace.
I know you don't.
Tobey Maguire,
Yeah.
or Andrew Garfield.
Well, we can watch it. I want to see it.
Okay, I'm gonna see where it's streaming.
Is it on Disney Plus?
No, I doubt that. It's not a Disney movie. It's a Sony movie.
Oh, okay. Okay, so last thing we're going to talk about before we take our break is a new Gucci ad that I know is going to have the Hoteps and the Manosphere in shambles because it features Elliot Page, A$AP Rocky, and Julia Garner, the white girl from the Ozarks who can't act. And they are...
You mean the one who has the accent?
Yeah. And the one that played, what's her name, from Anna Delvey. Ugh, God.
Oh, yeah. She had her...
Terrible.
That's the southernest... That is the most southern accent I had ever heard.
For a German
Russian
girl.
person. Like, it is so...
So bad.
bizarre.
Well, they're in this new Gucci ad. We're in the ad. They're like a throuple. And I really enjoyed it because it wasn't just like a throuple where it was supposed to be just like A$AP and Julia are together and then Elliot and Julia are together. It was like all of them in different parts of the commercial were having like an intimate moment. Mm-hmm. And I was like, at one point, like Elliot Page gets their face stroked by A$AP, and I said, I just know the Hoteps are going to have a field day with this because they are going to be screaming about masculinity and why he's in this throuple and what he's doing and blah, 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 blah. But I loved it. I thought it was very good. Elliot Page looks super cute in there. I think he looks, every time I see him, I'm like, wow, he's just looks better than before. I feel like he's really just like leaning into his like new sense of self, like fashion, just like blossoming in a way that they didn't before. So, you know, I'd love to see it. And A$AP Rocky looks still prettiest, pretty boy Flacco, whatever they call him.
Yeah.
He's still the prettiest boy. He's the prettiest boy in Harlem.
He is the prettiest boy in Harlem with the greatest baby mama.
Yeah. He's so lucky. If it was not for Rihanna, he would not have gotten this Gucci ad.
I agree. I agree
Rihanna,
right there with you.
He would not have gotten this Gucci ad. So
ooh,
again,
thank you for all of these hearts.
Thank you for the hearts. So, you know, we just love to see it. I'm looking for more of it. And I cannot wait to see all of the people in their feelings. So,
yeah.
That's it. That's all for pop culture. We're going to take a quick break and be back for more of our 69th episode. And we're going to chat about our mental health. We're going to talk about things that are making us annoyed this week. Talk about things that are making us happy. Give a few tributes. And then we're going to be out of here.
Yeah, so
right?
Stay tuned. Do not touch that dial. And we'll be right back with more of the Black and Snurdy podcast.
BRB.
You're listening to the Black and Snurdy podcast.
We now return to the Black and Snurdy podcast.
You can never be satisfied.
Work. It's okay. 69. This is our 69th episode. Thank you for watching the Black podcast. The Black and Snurdy podcast. Boy, it would have been a lot easier if we were just the Black podcast.
It would be.
Yeah, but
what
it's
are you
okay.
Watching? Blacked?
Black. Oh no, Black, not without the ed. Without the ed. Sponsored by Blue Chew. Anyhow, now without the ed.
that should be the name of the episode.
Now without the ed.
Now without the ed.
Okay.
Okay. What's your most embarrassing phobia?
Oh, I would say roller coasters.
Why roller coasters?
Because it combines two things that like I'm already hesitant about, but I can get over. Heights and speed.
Okay.
Like when I was younger, my sister used to take me to school, and she would drive like a fucking maniac. just driving crazy anywhere. But like, and even though I had anxieties, I eventually like got over it. And here's the thing about me, I'm not sure if you knew this, but I would always like immediately fall asleep in any moving vehicle. I even figured out a way to fall asleep in the back of a car, even though I'm sloshing around. At all these fucking turns and shit, as my sister continues to be a fucking speed demon. She's much better today. She's not speeding around today. And hello again. And heights. Like, I hate heights. It's a lot like heights to me is a lot like my issue and anxiety when it comes to getting a shot. Like, I'm okay with heights as long as I don't, like, see it.
So
you know what I mean?
Should I cancel the jumping out of the plane for your birthday?
First off, if you even did that, do you know how annoyed I would be with you? Because I would have to do it. Don't do shit like that for me. Like everybody.
I'm doing it.
If you get tickets
to
go jump out of a fucking plane or bungee jump or do some shit like that, please don't do that because I will do it, but I will resent you for the rest of my life. I will you know what? If you've ever, I'd be like her dad, just like silent, but staring hard daggers at anybody who made me do this.
I'm going to do it. I'm looking forward to it.
No,
it's going to be fun. I'm going to put a GoPro on you.
And then you know what I'm going to do? When you're sleeping, I'm going to put your hand in water. No, never mind. I'm not going to do that. But I might just splash water on you while you're sleeping. You know what I'll do? I'll fill up a balloon.
And just hold it over my head?
And then hold it over your head and put like a hole in the balloon so that it slowly drips out.
That sounds terrible.
I didn't even tell you what's in the balloon.
Ew. Ugh. All right. I'm still doing it. I don't care. I'll take
Well, I'm still doing it. Yeah. You can take that risk and get this piss.
Ew. I would shoot you.
What did you think it was?
I don't know, but I thought maybe juice or something. Jello. I don't know.
Now that's a title. Take a risk, get some piss.
Disgusting. You're a disgusting human being.
Yes, I am, and yes, I am too. I am very disgusting. It is very well. Don't make me jump out of a plane.
You know what? I still might have to take the risk. I might have to. It sounds fun. I would like to see your face while it happens.
All right, then take a risk. Get some piss. There it is. There it is, and that's the name of the episode. There you go.
My most embarrassing phobia. I have a phobia of bugs.
Okay.
What do you think it is? I don't know.
No, I thought you were gonna say bugs because like you're so much bigger than them.
Yeah, but they're just gross. Like honestly, my big fear and phobia would definitely be like swarms of bugs or any like bugs. Are just they creep me out. I just feel like they're always gonna bite me. It doesn't matter if it's a bug that actually bites. I'm somehow gonna be the one to get bit by the bug. But an irrational phobia I have is definitely of like earthquakes and volcanoes. Like I really
It's really easy to avoid both of them. Stay away from the West Coast.
Yes.
And stay away from Hawaii.
But we live on. Like, Long Island is like a dormant volcano. What happens if that one day...
Who says that Long Island is a dormant volcano? It's an island.
Yeah, but
it's not a... Where do you think volcanoes are? Do you think volcanoes are on only islands?
No, but I just feel like where the
hell is Pompeii?
I might be doing this wrong. That's actually I walked up Pompeii, up Mount Vesuvius.
Okay, so you're not afraid of volcanoes.
I am, but I was scared the whole time. The whole time I was scared. In California when I visited, the whole time, afraid. Like, just afraid. So, those are the fears. But definitely a bug. If you see bugs and me, I'm going to be screeching. I'm going to be jumping around. I'm going to be, like, flailing. Especially if they fly. Ugh, God, it's terrible. But yeah, that's it.
Okay, fair enough. All right, so as far as mental health is concerned, we're already in our mental health section. This is the part of the podcast where we talk about our mental health. We are experts, not advocates, but we're advocates and not experts. That's who we are. And we check in with each other to see how we're doing in our mental health journeys for the week. And I'm going to start with you since I started last time. How are you doing on your mental health journey this week?
I think that I'm doing pretty well. I told you over the weekend.
Finally, she gets something other than just big lips. Sorry. Wrestling
There's
is
wrestling
happening.
on in the background.
Yeah, but I am absolutely paying the closest attention to this podcast. I am dialed in. I am focused. There's nothing that is distracting me. I can just multitask better than most.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
I will say, like I told you this past weekend that I had a bit of an anxiety attack on Friday.
Yeah, she did.
I recognize that when like I'm by myself and it's quiet, even if I'm like listening to music, because music does, like I really love listening to music, but if I'm alone and listening to it and I'm not being distracted, it's like my brain will just keep going to different, I'll be having different conversations in my head about things that are going on that I would like to say, and somehow it just always turns into this dramatic monologue that goes splintering off into a variety of past events and scenarios. Okay. And like old memories will come up, and it was just like I was just sitting here stressed out, but I did end up journaling about it, and that was okay.
Yeah, why don't you?
I didn't call anyone because I was just trying to get through it. It was not a life-altering moment. Mm-hmm. I just was just feeling my feelings and just let it go. And I get anxious a lot, so I don't automatically think like, oh, let me go call someone, unless I was having like a serious panic attack where I like couldn't breathe or something. Then maybe I would feel like, oh, let me call and talk about it. But it's like there's just I don't know. I don't think to pick up the phone. I just try to distract myself some other way. But this time I did not distract myself. I wrote down what I was thinking and what I was feeling, and then the moment passed, and I went on about my day.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah,
I mean that adds up. Like you, I feel like, and you can tell me if this is a wild assumption to make. I feel like you have been in therapy for long enough that you have the tools to get you out of those moments when you're spiraling or when you feel as though like you need to, like you have the tools to be able to properly deal with whatever issue that might be.
Yeah. For the most part. Yeah, I think so. I think like I spend a lot of time in my head having conversations that have not happened. And sometimes those conversations, especially like if there's a conversation that I would like to have with someone, it's like I'll just be like rehearsing it in my head. Yeah. And then that can sometimes spiral off into something else because I'm just getting so worked up about it.
Yes.
And like I told you how my therapist and I came up with Zora is like the voice in my head that like helps me to push back the fear and the intrusive thoughts that are stressing me out. And
is she an Amazon? Like
no,
Amazora?
It's like no, Zora Neale Hurston.
Oh, okay.
You know?
Okay, I thought this was like Black Xena.
No, but I guess
warrior princess.
She's a warrior in my head.
Yeah.
I
wonder if she ever became the warrior queen.
Xena?
Yeah.
I haven't watched that in so long.
Yeah,
so
me neither. Like that and Hercules used to be on Netflix, and I was gonna binge all of it
all the time.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I'm not watching Hercules now because Kevin Sorbo is.
Yeah.
Is he conservative? Is that
He's
what
like
it is?
a super conservative,
super duper conservative pack guy.
Yeah, it's terrible. But no, I think that like on one hand, I have been struggling to write
emojis.
I've been struggling to write for a while. And so I was glad that I was able to write something.
Yeah.
You know, like that is something, like I feel like there are things that like I feel like because I don't say them, that it impedes me from saying anything else. So I have like brain blocks because of that. And so I think that writing things out and getting them out of my head is good. And my therapist often tells me that I should be journaling, or not should, but like I should try to journal in case if something's going on, like when I can't sleep or if I'm having anxiety or whatever, just to get my feelings out. And this time I actually did it. So I feel good about that.
Yeah.
And I look forward to having therapy this weekend, talking to her about it.
Okay, that sounds good. I had an interesting week. Was this the week of the
Reviews?
Yeah.
Last week was, yeah. That was the aftermath.
Okay, gotcha.
Where you found all
Yeah. That took it out of me. Some processes at work took a toll on me. But luckily I did bounce back by going down to DC, having a little mini vacation.
Mm-hmm.
It was a very mini vacation because I left Friday, I came back over the weekend, still had a day of rest. And yeah, like I it was really well needed. Like I think the stress and anxiety that had riddled me over the course of that week was washed away with some good times with good friends, which I'll talk about a little bit more at the happy section. And overall I just feel a lot better. You know, whenever I'm feeling down, I find that talking to those who are closest to me is definitely a resource. My friends are a resource that I can lean on to feel better. And it was so weird that like a bunch of my friends, like those, like as if they didn't know that I was out of vacation, but they all like fucking hit me up over the weekend and was just like, hey, how's everything? Like, what's going on? You know, fucking KV, Rosa, Josie, Mulaney, and I'm blanking on what, Nastasia hit me up like all on Saturday, just like, hey, how's it going? What's going on? What you up to? I'm like, okay. Oh, and Sam too. Sam hit me up on Friday. And I was just like, yeah, I'm good. I'm in DC. Like, good. That's fantastic. So I was just like, okay, look at everybody checking in on old Maurice.
No,
I love to see it. I love to see it. So it definitely helped me deal with a weird, rough week.
Well, that's good. I'm glad.
Yes.
That you had the time to decompress.
Yes, indeed. All right. So now it is the time for us to talk about the things that pissed us off in our gripes section. Oh no,
what?
Not yet. It is that time. Oh no.
Is the drop not working?
I need to find the drop.
Isn't it right there?
Where?
Grinding.
No, that's not it. I don't think that's it.
It says grinding drop.
Yeah, but I think that's grinding, like grinding the grinding. I think that's all right. I'll try it. I'll put it right there, and I think that is just the. I'll try it. Oh, okay, it is. Bring it. What we gripe here. We're not griping anywhere else. We gripe here. This safe space for us to share. We gripe here. We're not griping anywhere else. We gripe here. So actually, I was terrified that was the wrong one.
I know, but it was right.
Yeah, I'm glad I labeled this the way that I did.
Yeah.
Although maybe I should say gripes instead of grinding.
Yeah. But it was good. It was good.
Because I did thought it was the Pharrell beat for the clips. Because I used to have that.
You did.
Grinding. All right. So.
You go first. I went first last time.
Okay. My job. All I will say about my job, my day job, the job I do during the day, all I will say is I think that you have created an expectation. Maybe you couldn't have foreseen this happening, but you have created an expectation in which there is a process that's put in place and people have a specific reaction to that process. And it is because of how you have reacted in the past. I think that if you make changes that are sharp and distinct without maybe buffering those changes over time, you will find that you will get a negative reaction. This is a very long and drawn out way of saying something that I cannot say directly. But I would hope that in the future you would sort of abide by what you're doing now instead of maybe trying to backtrack and do something like you did previously, because you've already fucked yourself a little bit. Like, so now you kind of have to, next year you've already set new expectations, you kind of have to go by those expectations and nothing more. Like, you just gotta power your way through it and just be like, well, this is just what it is now. So, I find that if you do that, then fewer people will be dissatisfied or unsatisfied. 69. So, the only other thing that I want to say is that I sincerely hope that the person that did my friend dirty goes and fucks himself.
And not in a good way.
No, not in a good way at all. I hope that you take some time and realized what you had, and with that knowledge, realize that you really fucked up, and do better.
This is the same one
with the next one. Before? No. This is somebody different. This is something different. So, oh well. So that's everything that was bothering. Oh, and also, fuck you to just dead insects.
Oh, did you see that one that was out there? I took a picture of it for you.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck is going on here?
I was going to do something about it.
Ugh, it's just disgusting.
And then I forgot because I took a nap.
Shitty fucking landlords who don't want to take care of things.
Fucking assholes.
But, okay, is that it?
No way. Sorry, I'm paying attention to the podcast. Anyhow, what is going on in your sector of the world?
Okay, well, number one, the first thing that is frustrating me is I really don't, and this is not an indictment on the person that I was hanging out with this week, but I went to go hang out with a friend, and their friend wanted us to go do something else, and it just turned into a much more complicated, frustrating situation than it needed to be. And it's like people were worried about this person didn't have enough money, and they was arguing about the bill, and this person and didn't want to pay that and all that. And I just feel like those things are very young. Like, not the people, but those behaviors.
It's a young mindset, and it's a young...
Like, if we go out and, like, one, you can't force people to... If you see your friend is not feeling well and is not partaking in all the stuff, then you cannot expect them to like split something evenly, because that just wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah, it really doesn't.
And so you should go out. Don't go out to go do things if you don't have the money to do them. Like, if the only reason you wanted to split something is because you thought you were going to be splitting a certain amount of ways, you have to think, if nobody else wants this, can I pay for it myself?
Here's a lesson.
Go from it from there.
Here's the lesson. I will probably not be going out this weekend because I budgeted, not recklessly, but I looked at my amounts that I had, and I spent a little too much in DC.
Yeah.
And that's understandable. Like, I spent a little too much in DC, and therefore I now have to wait for my, what do you call it? My next paycheck.
Yeah.
So at least this weekend and maybe the next weekend, I am just gonna be taking it easy and chilling. But I'm planning for that before I do anything. You know what I mean?
And like, even for me, like, I also this weekend spent more than I expected because the plans changed and in a way that I wasn't expecting. So like, I'm like, okay, well, at the end of the day, this was not my plan of how much I was going to spend, but this is what it is. We all decided to go out, so we're going to do that. And then, it's annoying, it's frustrating, but it's not the end of the world. And at the end of the day, if you don't want to spend money, you have to stay inside. Just don't go places and buy things and eat and all that, because it's just, that's what happens when you go outside. You gotta spend money. Now, so this is something that I came across this week. That was really it's really bothered me, because I constantly am talking to you about. Sorry, gotta put the charger in. About how I feel like tech is moving in ways that are not very good for the rest of us, and that we don't have enough like laws in place to ensure that people are not getting taken advantage of, and that we don't run into problems in the future. Like, we have the Chat GPT, we have the deep fakes, we have this new technology called Tachytron 2.
We have some AI that may end up replacing anime, which was that was a thing that came up this past week. This VX channel did some sort of algorithm to like amalgamate what an anime would be like, and like people in the anime industry and anime YouTubers like were really upset and were really pissed off by it, by just the idea that they could use this AI and potentially sell it to like animation companies in order to like weed out, like you're taking jobs away from creative artists.
Yeah.
So like,
and we've
fuck
already
you
talked
and
about
fuck off.
How AI, like a few months ago, when people were using the AI to like create different versions of themselves and how it was stealing people's work. Well, now there is new AI, which I was talking about, the Tachytron 2, that can be used to create AI powered voice filters that could sound like anyone. So I saw this on HU alum Young Guru, he's an audio engineer and producer. He posted up a clip of this guy who, using one of these AI voice filters, is mimicking Kendrick Lamar, and I played it for you earlier.
Yes, you did.
And it sounds just like Kendrick. It's really scary. And so under the video, Guru wrote, "This has dominated my Howard group chat for a couple of days. Okay, I'm at the point where I can voice my concerns with our current state of AI. I have followed as many versions of what AI could do for some years now. I remember being at MIT. Plug yourself. I remember being at MIT and students showing me a project where they were actively feeding a computer all the jazz records that ever existed so that AI could analyze and create music in any style of any musician. I didn't think we would get here this fast with the voice." Of course, my mind goes to the ethical and legal aspects of what can be done with programs like Techatron 2. You add that to the power of ChatGPT and you realize we are in a very groundbreaking but dangerous moment. It's not the tech, it's the evil that men do with the tech. There are legal aspects because at this present moment, you can't copyright a voice. And he goes on to talk about how this could possibly create a Manchurian Candidate. If you have never seen any of the Manchurian Candidates, it's about basically this person who's brainwashed and is speaking out, speaking through the voice of this these anarchists in the government who are trying to put their own candidate in the government so that they could take over, basically.
Yeah.
And just different things in the industry that this could impact. And I read this and I was like, do we need to start being answering the phones like spies? Do I need to give you a secret passcode when we pick up the phone so that you know it's me and I know it's you?
Oh, and fuck spam text messaging, by the way.
Oh, fuck, they're so bad.
They're so bad. They're getting to the point where now there's just hi. Is this Denny? Oh, I thought this was Denny's phone. I'm so sorry. I was a number off and they didn't want to keep talking to you. I'm like, fuck off and fuck away from me. But no, I don't recognize this number. It is not who you think it is. I don't know what the end goal of this spam is, but fuck you and fuck out of here.
There's a reason why whenever I get when I get a phone call and I pick up the phone, I won't answer it. I won't say hello, because a few years ago someone had said that it would that these bots were saving your voice, and I was worried because sometimes if you call your bank and they'll say, oh, your voice is being monitored, it's to check for security purposes or whatever. And I'm I don't want anyone to ever mimic my phone, because I have gotten one time, one of my friends had gotten a call, and when you get a call on an Apple phone, it'll tell you who it's from. Yeah. It said Apple. And so she picks up and they were talking about, oh, your account has been hacked. We're going to send you a link. Please fix, do all this stuff. And it looked pretty legit. She was going to do it, but then as we were looking, we were like, no, this seems off. And thankfully, she didn't give them any information. But it's you already could see how tech is going to a place where we do not know, where we can't, as a regular Joe, be able to protect ourselves. And I think that it is very important.
Hello, TBSN official.
It is very important that we get laws in place that are going to keep us from being taken advantage of. If you think about, imagine someone taking a deep fake, using a ChatGPT, using this Techatron 2 to create something for someone someone in government, someone in a leadership position, really anybody, committing a crime, but putting a deep fake on so it's someone else's face. I mean, the possibilities are endless. Most police departments are so busy buying robot dogs, they're not really investing in a tech department to make sure they can track these things or filter through these things. And also, if you just think about the average person around the world, they have no real understanding of tech and how things work. So you could start a war.
Yes, you can.
With something like this. Because I remember in India, a few years ago, India has already been having a lot of anti-Muslim sentiment and anti-Muslim harassment and assaults and killings and things like that. And there was a fake video or news clip that was floating throughout Indian WhatsApp, and it caused people in this neighborhood to kill this Muslim shopkeeper because they thought he had maybe murdered or molested this young boy, and it was a whole thing. And you think about how much worse that could be if you are sending people in places where they maybe don't have access to TV all the time, but they have Twitter or Facebook or something. That's where people put up the most propaganda, and we need to have there needs to be amendments now to our legal resources, to our Constitution, to make sure that these things cannot be used just by any old body, and that there are ways to fact check what this is, because it's just really dangerous and it's scary and I don't like it. And like what he said, it's not that this tech is bad, it's that people will do bad things with the tech.
Yes.
And that's what we can't, that's what we cannot rest on our laurels and not do anything about it, because technology is moving way too fast and we're barely catching up to it on a basic level. Like, if we still haven't figured out a way to stop spam emails. And how long have we been getting those?
Yeah.
So that's it. That's what's been bothering me this week.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Are you ready to do the RIPs?
Yes, I am. I am ready to do those RIPs. By ready, I mean, give me 1 second. So, as always, we, would like to honor those who have fallen, those who have passed. And we have a section where we do that, and it is our RIP section. And it is coming up right now. Maybe I should just get YouTube Red.
You probably should. Just, I will send you some money for it. So this week we only have one RIP, but it is a very sad one. One of the co-founders of Black and Chem, Samantha Mensah, passed away. She was very young. I believe she was still in her 20s. But she passed away this week, and so we're just sending lots of love to her family and her friends and all that knew her. She helped celebrate Black people in chem fields. We already know, like, Black people in STEM, Black women in STEM, it's hard to find representation. So when you have someone who especially is like so young and they're able to just use their platform to amplify different people's voices, it's really sad. And she was an activist, she was an inventor, she was working on her doctoral candidacy in chemistry at UCLA. And she was born in 1994. She was still really, really young. So we have to send our love to her family and her friends. It's very sad, but we are thankful for the work that you did. You more than deserve the term honorable ancestor. And we know that there are going to be so many more Black boys and girls in chemistry because of you and the legacy that you left behind.
Agreed.
So, thank you.
And now, it is time for us to talk about the things that made us happy. It's our happy segment!
Baby merchant, tots are us. I give you auto service and no damn fuss. Give the baby merchant just a week or two. I'll have your baby for you.
All right.
What's making you happy this week?
Wait a minute.
What?
Okay. Wait a minute.
Why are you pressing buttons?
Nothing. For some reason I thought I'm confused by these drops. Anyhow, these drops are confusing me now. They're throwing me off. As far as what made me happy this week, going down to DC, seeing my friends. Thank you, Gladys and Marie, for showing me a really good time. Especially Marie. I know that you're not with the shits as far as like partying is concerned, but you were a trooper. You were a grade A trooper, and I appreciate you for hanging in there and just showing up and showing out. But definitely Gladys, as always, one of my nearest and dearest from my origins. We will have known each other 16 years.
Aww. That's great.
Yeah.
I love that.
Because 2007, that's when we met. So, anyhow, my trip, and everybody who reached out to me during my trip. I need to reach out to y'all and let y'all know I made it back. But also that I'm looking to hang out and spend time with people as long as they come to my apartment and bring some liquor and I don't have to spend anything. But yeah, no, this was a really good weekend and and you know what? I am happy I got a raise at work.
It was very well deserved. You deserved it and
Thank you.
more.
I appreciate that. How was your week?
Is it all that made you happy?
That is and obviously doing this podcast with you.
I wasn't fishing. I was just
Yeah, you were. You had your fucking rod out like this is Pokemon. You were trying to get a fucking tentacruel.
I was just wondering.
So that you could teach it surf and go to fucking the Orange Islands and to Cinnabar Island so that you could get the volcano patch. Volcano badge.
I just was wondering.
All right, sure. What is making you happy?
Well, number one, doing this podcast with you.
Yes.
I'm glad that you're back. I missed you over the weekend. Mm-hmm. And I'm also glad that you went away and you enjoyed yourself.
Yes.
What made me happy is that paid for a trip to Jamaica.
Yes, I also paid for a trip to Jamaica. So, I mean, we're going to Jamaica together. It's a big group outing. So, yeah.
So that made me happy. It also kind of made me mad because it's just heart-stopping.
They took all the money this morning, and I was like,
it was a heart-stopping amount, but we did it. We saved. We did what we had to do.
We did the damn
We were
thing.
adults about it, and here we are. Also, let's see. I did a doctor's appointment.
Good for you.
I've been getting all those out the way. I'm happy about that. And what else? I'm happy that I've been taking care of myself. And I have been able to, figure out my feelings and work through them and not bottle them up. Mm-hmm. I'm proud of myself for that. But yeah, I feel like that's, and I will say I'm also happy that I've taken on some roles at work that are volunteer things. And so far they're going well. People are appreciating the work that I'm doing. And so that makes me excited. But yeah, that's it. That's what made me happy this week.
That's good to hear. I'm happy that you're happy.
Thank you.
Yes. Yeah, look at this. Look at these cheeks. That says that I'm happy. All right. So if that is everything, then that's everything. So let's
All right.
GTFO.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to the show. If you'd like to contact the podcast, you can reach us via email
So I ordered some
at
chicken.
blackandsnurdypodcast@gmail.com. You can also find us on Instagram and TikTok at Black and Snurdy Podcast, as well as on Twitter at Black and Snurdy. You can find me, Maurice, on all social media under the handle Licorice is Legit. That's LICORISH is legit.
And you can find me on Instagram. It's that's ODTHATSOD.E. And on Twitter, THATSOD_E. And don't forget to rate, and subscribe to us. Tune in next time to the Black and Sturdy Podcast, where nerds of a feather flock together.
Remember?
Bye.
Boy.
Not yet.
No, this is keeping it. We're keeping this in. Don't forget to take your meds and your subs and drink water. Bye.
Bye.
I actually want to keep that.